Democrats are ramping up calls for investigations and resignations after a reporter revealed he was accidentally added to a group chat with top government officials.
That reporter says they were sharing plans to attack Houthi rebels in Yemen. And today, President Trump and his allies, they are downplaying the incident.
NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Washington, D.C.
It's disrespect for our...
On Capitol Hill, growing outrage over that Signal group chat between top U.S. officials discussing sensitive details of impending airstrikes in Yemen, with a journalist inadvertently added.
This is utterly unprofessional. There's been no apology.
While from the White House, President Trump overnight downplayed the discussions.
There was no problem, and the attack was a tremendous success.
National Security Advisor Mike Waltz acknowledging he created the Signal thread.
I take full responsibility. I built the group.
That somehow invited the Atlantic magazine's top editor, Jeffrey Goldberg.
We've got the best technical minds looking at how this happened.
Goldberg says the chat included Vice President J.D. Vance and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, reporting that Hegseth texted information, quote, about targets, weapons the U.S. would be deploying, and attack sequencing 2 hours before U.S. strikes on the Iranian-backed Houthis in Yemen.
Nobody's texting more plans. I know exactly what I'm doing.
Goldberg disputes that, saying he may release more of the messages.
We take national security information seriously.
Also on the thread, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard and CIA Director John Ratcliffe, who faced a grilling in a Senate hearing, both denying any information in the chat was classified.
My communications, to be clear, in a Signal message group were entirely permissible and lawful.
There was no classified material that was shared in that.
So then if there was no classified material, share it with the committee. You can't have it both ways.
As calls for an investigation grow louder. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And former national security officials say details of planned military operations, including times, targets, and weapons, they are, by definition, classified.
We're expecting to hear more questioning on this when top intelligence officials testify again today, this time in a House hearing. And another angle to this story, NBC News has learned from 2 defense officials. The Pentagon sent a warning alerting people to a known vulnerability in the Signal app. The email says, quote, Russia-aligned threat groups are actively targeting the Signal Messenger application of individuals likely to exchange sensitive military and government communications related to the war in Ukraine, end quote. It also says the vulnerability can actually be mitigated by simply updating to the latest version of the app and using the proper settings.
The Centers